Alright guys, welcome back to my channel. I am here for Christmas looks. I hope you guys like Christmas because I'd like to do several looks. I love Halloween, I love Christmas, so my channel is gonna reflect that a little bit. So I'm gonna do a classic look today that's just like a beautiful red, classic red lip, a winged liner, no lashes. This is meant to be for somebody who wants to be glam but doesn't want to spend the money on all the products and all the crazy and things like that. This look is very achievable with many different products out there in drugstore and on high end. So I want to get to the tutorial and I hope you like it. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment down below if you have anything you'd like to tell me about the video or future looks you'd like to see. I love constructive criticism, but I also love positivity, so thank you so much for watching my video today. If you like this look, keep on watching and we'll go through how to do it. Alright, let's get this show on the road. Okay, you can see the little Lucy head over my shoulder there. She likes to visit me a lot in this video. Yeah. So I'm starting here with my eyebrows, mostly because I was anxious to get them on. Not any particular reason, but here I'm using the Benefit Ka-Brow, which is like a pomade. The great thing about the pomade is it's like a little bit like a gel. It'll hold your brow hairs in place as you put it on, and it can leave a really natural feel because you can see I'm giving it a little more like brush strokes instead of like brushing it on and then buffing it in sort of a thing. The next thing I do is I come in with a pencil. This is a brow pencil from Unique. I think this is the brunette version, and I just made more realistic hair strokes. And there's different ways you can clean up your brows. Here I used a makeup wipe mostly because I hadn't done any other foundation or anything on my face yet, so I could. Most people use concealer or whatever. And here I am using Embryolisse. I'm not sure if I'm saying that right. And then it's actually like a heavy moisturizer, but it can also be used as a primer. And in my case, I need it now because it's cold outside and my skin is dry. This is the Benefit Porefessional, and I just used it in places where I either have problem with dry skin or pores. These are my new Technique brushes from Mikasa, and I recently became an affiliate with them, so I have a code for you guys down below. You can save 15%. And this is my favorite foundation combination right now. I mean, I have such a hard time matching my skin because it's so yellow toned. But I'm in this transitional state right now where I'm leaving my tanned skin, I'm going into more pale, so I needed the combination of the two just to match my skin. I love this brush. This brush was super easy to use. The density of the bristles just worked beautifully with the cream anything, the foundation, concealer, that sort of stuff. So really I'm just working it into my skin and cleaning up some of the lines, and I'm kind of liking it. Now this is the little concealer brush. It's a little smaller, and I'm using two different NARS colors. I'm using, I think, the light 1 and the medium 2, vanilla and custard. And I'm using these two colors in combination again because I'm in that transitional state. I'm not really quite ready for my light vanilla one. But I'm not really out of my custard stage, but by themselves they're both just not quite right. So, and the reason why I used the equal amounts is because I wanted to have more of a glowy look. If I used more custard, it would have been more natural. If I would have used more light, it would have been a little too highlighted. Anyway, but here I'm creating that like triangle shape underneath my eye, pulling it down my nose a little bit and then pulling it across my eye. That is, in my opinion, one of the most flattering shapes, especially for my face shape. This brush is from Mikasa's 8-piece Essentials Beauty Kit. I love the whole kit. But here I'm using the translucent powder and just setting all the places that I had concealer. I started there, and now I'm just kind of brushing whatever's left over my foundation. Here's my trusty UrbanDecay eyelid primer and my Naked Basics. This is a really interesting brush from Mikasa, actually. It's a very short dense bristle, and it's kind of unusual to find such a texture and density to a brush for your eyes, but I really liked it. It feels like a natural bristle, but they're all synthetic, so easy to clean. It doesn't hold on to your product too much. It's good stuff. This is their blending brush, and it's very fluffy and round, and it's got some great blending capabilities. So I used it for this look because I knew I wanted a really diffused lid. I didn't want anything to be too harsh. So if you're looking for something that gives you a hint of color or anything like that, super fluffy, way to go. I used this brush for a multitude of things. I used it for my setting powder, and I'm using it for my bronzer. I'm using the Anastasia Beverly Hills in Fawn for my contour. And then I go to their more bronzy color with their biggest fluffy brush. You could use this for almost any powder. You can use it for bronzing. I liked it for bronzing for this one because it gives you, again, another really great diffused look. It doesn't give any harsh lines. And I knew I didn't want to wear any blush, so I took whatever is left on the brush and I put it where my blush would normally go. And I was feeling a little flat because everything was just very nicely done, but I needed some on my nose to give some shape. Now, right in between my brows, I'm always dry. Always, no matter what I do. So there I was using my dampened beauty blender, and I was pressing in the product that was already there and the powder to try to get rid of some of the cakey, flaky look that I had. That works pretty good. So does setting powder if you're dealing with cakey, flaky skin like I do. I hate watching myself put on liquid liner. I like hold my breath watching myself put it on. It's just, yeah. So this is my absolute favorite liquid liner. I use it all the time. You're probably sick of me talking about it, but this is the KatVonD liquid liner in Trooper. It's just by far the best I've ever used. The formula is great. The brush is amazing. Long wear. I wouldn't say it's waterproof, but it's water resistant for sure. So I started with lining my lash line, and I kept it pretty close to my lash line because I like to build it. I don't like to go thick right away. So I put it right on my lash line, then I start on the edge, and I give a flicked line outward. You can aim for the edge of your eyebrow, you can aim for the top of your ear. I'm kind of somewhere in between, and I follow that line from the edge of my nose. And if you were to draw a straight line all the way to the edge of my eye, I just keep following that line. And that's usually the line I pick for my liquid liner. Now, when I flicked this out, I gave myself a straight line. Then I started about a quarter of the way down that line, and I drew a line back to my lash line. And here I'm just kind of filling some stuff in. Now, something I included in this that I'm not sure I typically would, I just wasn't thrilled with the line there. It wasn't sharp enough for me. So, well, and it didn't really match the other eye. So I went in with my, I think this is Pond's makeup remover. It's the only makeup remover I've ever found that doesn't hurt my eyes, doesn't burn. So I removed the very tip of what was already there, and here I'm using my concealer brush that I used, but I'm not putting any new product on. I just was giving a hint of the concealer, and then I go back in with my fluffy brush just to make sure everything has some continuity to it. Now here I'm just giving myself a little bit of a flick on the end so I can have a sharper line and it matches the other eye. This is me inspecting. Is this good enough? What do you think? Is it good enough? Does it match? No. Okay. I love that eyelash curler. It's from Revlon. I don't think it has like a specific name to it, but it's the only gold one that Revlon has. It has this really interesting shape to it. It's not like a perfect dome shape. It's got like this bump right in the middle of it, and I love it. It curls like the very center of my lashes a lot better. The Tarteist lash paint. I don't think I've used any other mascara since I bought this. Maybe once or twice. I love this mascara. It keeps my lashes curled. So good. This is the pencil brush from Mikasa's basic brush set. I'm going to do a brush review so you'll get a better idea of what comes with all this set, because it's a very, very good set. I'm loving it. And here I am just putting a little bit of gold highlighter right in the places I want to pop a little bit. So right in the corner of my eye, right on my brow bone. And here, when I put it on, I'm pushing it onto my skin, because when you push it on with your finger, it'll give more sheen to it. Basically kind of pushing it, setting it into place. I like to highlight right at my Cupid's bow, especially when I know I'm going to be doing a pretty dramatic lip. I was kind of curious to know if this brush was going to work for a highlighter. I'm used to a much smaller brush for a highlighter, but I was like, I'm going to give it a try. And I actually really liked the effect that this brush gave with the highlighter. It was wide enough for that area that it didn't give me a stripe of highlighter. It's very subtle, but it was really pretty for any sort of subtle highlight look. And I did the tip of my nose, but not too much, and just the top of the bridge of my nose to give me a little more of a sleek highlight on the center of my nose, and a little more highlight. Doesn't hurt anybody. Now, typically when I'm picking out lip liners for lipsticks, I do this. I will swatch the back of my hand with the lipstick, and then I'll swatch different liners, because different liners will cause a different effect on your lip. So yes, those were all red, but they all had a slightly different shade to them. The one I chose matched that lipstick almost exactly, because I wasn't sure that I really wanted to have much of like an ombre effect on my lip. I wanted a pretty flat red. But if you choose one that's a little deeper than your lipstick, then you're going to get more of an ombre effect. You're going to get more dimension to your lips. So you're going to, when somebody looks at your lips, they're going to see more of a rounded shape to your lip. But I was going for a flat, matte red. Now, I got this in my Ipsy bag, and I had a bunch of reds sitting in front of me. And I could have chosen to use one that I've used before, but I thought, what the heck? I'm just going to use something I've never used before, and I loved this lipstick. I don't even remember the name of it, so bad, but I will post it down below. And it had great longevity to it. I really enjoyed this lipstick. I think that it's not a liquid lipstick, so it's going to have some transfer properties to it, but it was so beautiful on the lips. I would wear it even though it had transfer capabilities to it. Here I'm just rubbing in because I have a tendency to I can't quite get into the wrinkles unless I've got a liquid lip. So I pushed it in a little bit more under the edges. And here again, you need to see that is sometimes you're just not going to get a perfect application in the first shot. And then a lot of times when I'm putting on a really bold lip, I'll be like, I didn't like the shape that I created. So I'll go back in with my lip liner, especially in this case, where the liner matches the liquid or the lipstick perfectly, and I'll create a little bit of a different shape. Sometimes I'll get rid of my Cupid's bow so it's almost flat. Sometimes I'll give myself, I'll overline my upper lip a little bit more. This is another method for cleaning up, because at this point I've got my concealer, my foundation on. You can take a little bit of concealer and a flat brush like the one I got from my basic kit from Mikasa, and I will give my edge of my lip just a little bit more of a crisp line. And you can follow that line all the way around your lips if you already have your foundation and your concealer on. Because sometimes people do this and then they don't blend it out and they've got this ring around their mouth. It's like, yes, blend, people. Please blend. Really? That's it, guys. Merry Christmas. Alright, guys. That's it. Super simple, takes a little bit of finesse in the liner, takes a little bit of patience, but the rest of it, super easy, not too many brushes, and some products you can find all over the place, so drugstore, high-end, and I hope you guys have a wonderful holiday season. Enjoy all the parties and the fun and the spirit of Christmas and giving. I think we all really need it right now, so thank you for watching. Bye! And here we are in some of my favorite times of the year besides Halloween is Christmas.
Mom?
Yes, Lucy?
Is Paxton at Connor's house?
Yes, he's at Connor's house.
Why?
Because he's playing. Go be with Dada. I'm filming, okay? I'm almost done.
Okay.
I don't mind being interrupted by her. Well, sometimes. Maybe I should start over. Look at the size of my braid. It's so big.
You look beautiful.
I think. Hey, okay. Lucy, this is not your space. This is Mama's space.
No, I'm stacking them again on here. Okay, here we go.
Okay, off you go. Bye.
Before you film me, do your work, can you give me a snack?
What was that?
Well, okay, no problem.
My earrings.